Yo, what's up, guys? Suarez here. Welcome back to another episode of Kiko's Corner, where I'm going to talk to you about the three most important things that I believe you should know that happen in the world of football. That way you stay up to date, and we just talk about it for the next 15-20 minutes. See if I can help you stay up to date with all the sports and make sure that you just know that if someone talks to you about something, you already have an idea. So, before we jump into the three big things today, because one of them might change the sport as I know it, and I'm not happy about it, or I'm not happy what they're saying about it. If I'm on honestly, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And if you're gonna fix it, at least make it make sense. But regardless, as always, before we jump into the topics of today, make sure to subscribe. It really helps me out. Drop a like to this video if you're watching, or drop the 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Music if you are listening in those platforms, because it really does help me out. It grows the platform, it grows the community, and it reaches new people that might not know of Kiko's Corner. Also, make sure to follow ImKikoSuarez on all social media, talking about Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc., etc. I'm basically ImKikoSuarez in every social media. So if you think I'm there, just Google ImKikoSuarez or just search ImKikoSuarez, and I'm probably already there. And also, as always, shout out to Chalkboard, the official partner of the channel. If you like DFS player props, that's the best app. That's my favorite app for alternative lines. And if you use my code, you get 100% match up to $100 on your first deposit. Make sure to use code Kiko. Besides that, let's just get the elephant out of the room. Blue cards. Today it was announced that FIFA and the referee association, the IFBA, whatever it's called, is going to introduce a blue card in the game of football. So, for the purists, for the people that have been playing the game for a while, for the people that have been watching the game all their life, like in my case, I've been watching this game since I was 10. I'm 17 now, or I'm 27 now. That is 17 years of me watching this sport. And now people want to change it to include this specific play. I'm not against change. I never have, never will. When VAR came about, I was one of the main supporters of it. I legitimately had no reason to dislike it. I legitimately had no reason to not support it. I legitimately saw the need, because referees were doing bad decisions. There were decisions that the human eye could not catch. And therefore, those type of plays needed to get that security lock, the safety check. And that's what VAR introduced, which I was very happy about, because I was like, okay, like now if something happens and you think the game went the wrong way, at least you have the double check of VAR. You could say like, well, at least VAR is going to review it. VAR is still beyond perfect. It's still beyond, like, very far away from like a really, really good, flawless system, but at least it's trying to. This system, a lot of people are trying to defend it. A lot of people are trying to say like, oh, like you're just against change and anything. No, I'm just against the idea of it. I'm against the purpose of it. So the blue card, what it's essentially going to do is, if you ever play hockey or if you watch hockey, it's going to be a sin bin. It's going to give a player a timeout. What do we mean by that? A referee will have the ability to not give a yellow, but a blue card that will time out a player if it's deemed dissent, if the referee thinks that the player is being disrespectful, or he's just arguing a little too loud and his feelings got hurt, or for a cynical foul. The foul part, it's silly to me, because those fouls are usually the tactic fouls, the smart fouls. If you don't know what that means, imagine there's a player on the counter and there's nobody there. It's 2 defenders and 7 different attackers, 7 different people from the other player from the other team. And you come from behind or from the side or whatever, and you grab that player, or you just tackle it. Not on a harmful way, but on a way that you know it's going to be a foul, but you're just stopping it. The reason why this foul has always been praised, and it's a smart tactic, is because it stops the play, it stops a counter, and most of the time, if done properly, it will be a yellow. There's a lot of times that this turns out to be a red because, again, you need to be skillful enough to foul the player, but not foul him to the point that is dangerous, which is not reckless, which will be deemed a red card. This is a problem though, with the blue card. 2 blue cards equal a red. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If 2 blues are the same as 2 yellows, why not just add the timeout to the yellow? It's not that hard. If you're gonna add something like that, just like, hey, we will now add a sin bin of 10 minutes when you get a yellow. Do you know how easy that would have been? But no, now there's gonna be what's the difference between a blue card and a yellow card? Is a yellow card only for fouls and then the blue card only for dissent in tactical fouls? Then at that point, players are just not gonna. At this point, you're asking the players to be robots, which I don't support, and you're giving more power to referees. And 2, if players are going to the counter and they don't have a way, they're just gonna. What are they not supposed to defend? Are they not supposed to sacrifice? Are they not supposed to play the game the way that it was supposed to be played? That's the thing. The game, the beautiful thing about football is that it's already perfect as is. There's a reason why it's so popular because it's so simple. Yes, there's a lot of rules. Like the offside rule needed a lot of perfection when it got introduced, but there was a purpose of it. It was to avoid cherry picking from strikers, from other teams to just stay there and just have a guy just stand there at all times. Then the offside rule became too hard because you needed it needed to be 3 players to be offside. So it was I don't know if you would think it was harder to defend or easier to defend, but eventually got to the rule just like, hey, it's the last player between you and the keeper. So technically the 2 players. And then if you're offside, you're offside. Great. Easy. That makes sense. Only goalkeepers can you handle. Keepers cannot hold it for more than 6 seconds. Why? Because that was wasting time. Little things like that you would say yeah, it makes sense. The rule already existed. They just needed tweaking. You don't add more to the game. You just change it. So again, like I said, the blue card rule doesn't make sense because you could just add it to the yellow. Legitimate, just add it to the yellow. Players will no longer try to get yellow cards. Will try to be as clean as possible. And then you don't add a separate how do I say this? A separate conversation, a separate way of thinking or qualifiers for the referees. Because the referees, as of right now, they're inconsistent and they usually don't know what to call, or they call something the wrong way. Now imagine that they have to think just is that a yellow? Is that a red? Or is that a blue? Are we taking a player for 10 minutes? No. No, dude, I'm not a fan of it. I'm definitely not a fan of it. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. The blue card for me doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Moving on to the next topic. As you can see, I'm wearing the Lakers shirt today. That is because the Lakers today on February 8th, 2024, unveiled the first statue for Kobe Bryant. If you didn't know Kobe, my favorite player of all time in basketball, he passed away sadly 4 years ago, which it is insane. It is insane that it has been that long already. And today in the Crypto Arena Staples Center, they did a whole event for the Lakers and everything for private event, and then they unveiled the statue. That not only were they going to unveil the first statue, he's actually going to get 3 statues outside of the. I keep saying Staples Center because for me that is and will always be the Staples Center. But besides that, he will have 3 different trophies, 3 different statues. The first one, which you haven't seen it, you should look it up. It's him holding his finger up and wearing the number 8. That is when he scored the 81 points, the 81-point game. And Vanessa, his wife, said in the presentation, just like, if you have an issue with the way that the statue looks or the pose that he got for the statue. Kobe picked it himself. So if you don't like it, tough shit. Those were her words, and I couldn't be happier that she said it that way. I'm looking for the other ones if they have already a plan on when they're gonna do it. But while I look that up, me personally, like I said, he's my favorite player ever. I'm just happy. I'm just happy that they're playing respect. I'm just happy of the. I wish he was still here. I really, really do, because I feel Kobe meant more for basketball that he probably ever realize before he passed away. And the way that fans have moved for him, bro, it's insane. Laker fans mainly, but like just basketball fans as a whole, and people that didn't even watch basketball, they like have moved in a way that like you just know he did a lot more than just play basketball. His mentality, his passion, his career, bro. He personified the idea of what working hard will be, of what, like, if you put your mind into something and you do the Mamba mentality that like there's no excuses, you're gonna be successful. And that's basically what it is. And a lot of I always hear the whole, oh, he's the closest thing to Michael Jordan that we ever had. He was Kobe, bro. He was Bean, bro. Kobe, Bean Bryant, amazing. And obviously, may he rest in peace. Gigi, his daughter, may she rest in peace. And all the other victims of that day, the people that we lost that day, because it is insane that was so the sudden, bro. I'll never forget. I was just chilling at my cousin's house, and they knew I was a Lakers fan, right? And they just told me, just like, Kiko, Kobe just died. I'm like, oh, like, yeah, nah, like, that ain't true. That ain't true. And he's like, no, like, he just died. Like, look it up. And I started looking it up, bro. I wasn't shocked. I legitimately couldn't believe it. It was like, it's probably like the hardest I have been hit by a celebrity dying ever. Because when you think about, like, probably Pelé and Maradona are the only two athletes that I didn't watch, but I knew how much they meant to us, that they died, but they were old. So you knew eventually it was going to happen, right? Like, they were going to pass away eventually. Kobe had retired like 3 years before that. It didn't make sense. He didn't even get into the Hall of Fame. Do you understand how fast that was? Like, he got to see LeBron like one season, I think, at the Lakers. It's just, it doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't make sense. Life is so fragile. But besides that, dude, freaking, like I said, bro, Mamba forever. I freaking love Kobe, bro. I love Kobe. I'm sorry if this part was just rambling in the podcast, but legitimately, you're just seeing how I felt. Like, I'm trying to communicate how I felt about him. And legitimately, I like, outside of football, he's the one player that I'm like, I would always hold to a high pedestal, just because of, I don't care how people, like, athletes are as persons. I only care what they do as an athlete. And this dude, bro, was freaking insane, dude. Like, I never got moved so much by someone that didn't play football. But besides that, the last big thing that I think you should know about that happened today on February 8th is the NBA trade deadline. Obviously, today wasn't a big day for football. Actually, but yeah, before we do that, because two things they happen. It depends if you're into it or not. I don't care about friendlies. Al Nassr lost against Al Hilal 2-0. I don't care about friendlies. I didn't talk about the Al Nassr 6-0 against Inter Miami because, again, who cares? It's a friendly. So overall, that's something that happened. And then two, Monaco. This is interesting. Monaco in the Coupe de France, basically the equivalent of the FA Cup or La Copa del Rey. Monaco lost to a team are they in the League Two? They lost to a club that's in the... Wait, what? What league is this? What league is it? Wait, what? What division is this? National? No way. No way. Wait. Actually, no. Let me look this up real quick. Monaco versus what? It's FC Rouen. FC Rouen. Let's see. FC Rouen. What division are you in? They're in the Championnat National, which is the equivalent. I want to know what division this is. Championnat National is... Oh, wow. This is the third division. Monaco lost versus the third division team in the Coupe de France today. That is huge. I didn't watch the game, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. But if you want to look it up, that is crazy that that essentially happened today. And people are just not paying attention to it. That tells you that, like, Liga needs a lot of work on their marketing. Because you should be paying attention to matches like that. Those kind of results should be all over your social media and everything. Like, make sure that your league can show that, like, hey, even our low divisions can compete. Right? But it is what it is. Now, like I said, last topic. NBA trade line happened today. Today was the last day that players or NBA teams could trade players besides doing free agents, right? And if they do trade lines, or if they did any trades, they had to submit it today by 3 p.m. Eastern time. Just getting this out of the way, the Lakers did not do anything, which I find insane because we need it a lot. But to start the day, Patrick Beverley is going from the Philadelphia 76ers to the Milwaukee Bucks for Cameron Payne in a 2027 second round pick. That is insane because Patrick Beverley is now with Dame Lillard and they don't have the best relationship out there. They have a lot of animosity and they're not the best. So that's going to be very interesting. Then the Hornets actually finalized a trade to send PJ Washington to the Dallas Mavericks for Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and a lightly protected 2027 first round pick, which I find that insane. Then the Knicks were busy today because they got Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks for Quentin Grimes, Malachi Flynn, Evan Fournier, Ryan Arcidiacono, and 2 future first round picks. That is crazy that they were able to get Alec Burke and Bojan Bogdanovic. That is crazy for the package that they did. Another big trade that happened was Dennis Schroeder and Thaddeus Young went to the Brooklyn Nets in exchange of Spencer Dinwiddie. But then it came out that the Brooklyn Nets or the Raptors are gonna waive Spencer Dinwiddie because they don't want to pay him the bonus that he's guaranteed at the end of the season if he completes so many games, which is $1.5 million. So now he's a free agent. And now who you think is the head or the front runner for the freaking Spencer Dinwiddie? The Lakers. So if Palenka just plays on 3D chess type game, because if we get Spencer Dinwiddie, we're golden. Like we start getting like the player that we needed. Also, Gordon Hayward is going to Oklahoma City Thunder, which is kind of crazy. That came out of nowhere. Also, the Dallas Mavericks closed. Wait, did they get him? I don't think so. I think, let's see. Just to make sure I didn't miss anything else. San Antonio Spurs are trading Doug McDermott to the Indiana Pacers. Oh, yeah, no. Now that I mentioned the Indiana Pacers, where is he? Buddy Hield is going to... Here, the Philadelphia 76ers are acquiring Buddy Hield from the Indiana Pacers for Marcus Morris, Furkan Korkmaz, and 3 second-round picks. Now, I'll be honest with you, that is very, very cool from Indiana Pacers to let one of technically star players or long-term players just go like that, because Buddy Hield deserves better, and he has been very, very loyal to the Pacers, and the fact that they sent him to a competing team says a lot about the Pacers and how they treat their players, which I'm very excited, or I respect. Also, the Chicago Bulls Bro, I don't know how their fans are dealing with them. This is the fourth year in a row since 2000, I believe. I don't know if it's 2020 or 2019 that the Bulls have not made a trade. The Bulls have not made a trade for 4 to 5 years. That is insane if you really want to call yourself a competitive big market. And I'm not gonna pretend that I know too much about the Bulls. The boy Kenny Beecham, he made a whole video about it, and he really broke it down, and he went emotional because he's a Bulls fan, and he can explain it any better than I can. And it just sucks. It just sucks for them as a fan base that like their owners are not taking it serious. And then let's see, just to be safe, am I missing anything else? Oh yeah, the Milwaukee Bucks are trading Robin Lopez and cash to the Sacramento Kings. Robin Lopez made a very funny tweet about like, I will never forget the 45 minutes or the hour and 40 minutes that I played with the legend Patrick Beverly. Very, very funny. And then after that, that is about it. Obviously, the winners in this whole trade, as you can see, is more than likely the Knicks getting both Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic. It's gonna be huge. Spencer Dinwiddie, again, he's a free agent now, so I hope that we get him. That was a weird trade. Toronto Raptors and the Brooklyn Nets didn't get anything from it at no points. And then the Hornets getting Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and the 2027 first round pick for PJ Washington. Hey, that is not too bad. But and Patrick Beverly obviously going to the Milwaukee Bucks. But besides that, that is pretty much about it for the three things that I think you should know about the world of sports. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments, and if you had any questions or you think of an idea of for a video in the next couple of videos, let them know in the comments down below. But as always, subscribe if you're new here. I appreciate you if you made it this far. Have an amazing day. Peace.